I hate the state of high-end smartphones. It seems like right now, the only thing manufacturers care about is finding new ways to charge you $1,000 for a brand new smartphone. They make the display bigger every single year, they make the battery slightly bigger every single year, and they always end up adding so many different cameras to make your phone look like a giant trypophopia magnet. When did phones get so boring? When did they stop trying to release an amazing product? So few phones stand out from the competition these days. They all share the same high-end specs with a few minor variations, as well as their main defining gimmick. I hate it. For example, Apple's Animoji. While it's not amazing of a feature, it does what it was intended to do. While Samsung's implementation, AR emoji, makes you wish you prayed to a god. Any god, because this thing is going to enter your house at night when you're sleeping to kill you. See, similar feature, but Samsung is, however, differentiating themselves by creating a punch hole design for their front-facing cameras. But it would probably cost them a whole lot less in R&D if they decided to use a notch instead of a hole punch design. That hole punch probably cost them a lot of money. They could have used that money on other things like researching new display technologies and battery technologies. As for Huawei, their gimmick is that they're spying on you. I mean, I get it, phones with amazing design, cool features, and the best camera make really great marketing points on a 30-second video ad on YouTube. Do you remember back around like 2012, 2013, when Sony released phones that had waterproofing when no other phone had it? I thought it was the coolest feature ever. Life-changing. And now when I look at phones and I find one without any kind of water resistance, I'm like, oh, no. I never owned those Sony phones. However, once you heard waterproofing on a smartphone, you should have went, that should have happened a long time ago. This should have been standard. Like if your phone gets dirty, just wash that dirty boy. I think that's what these phone companies are doing now. It's what they're trying to accomplish. They're trying to find features that we don't know we want, but would be really cool and really practical once we get it. That's why I think companies are investing in those foldable phones. While it might not catch on, if it does, then they'll be the first to the market and they'll have a clear advantage when it comes to it. Now, there have been some amazing phone innovations within the last few years. For example, front-firing speakers for better audio clarity. While not every phone has this, a lot of phones have adopted this feature. Another really cool feature is Samsung's wireless charge sharing feature, which allows you to pretty much wirelessly charge another wirelessly charging enabled device. And even something we take for granted now, biometric scanning. That means face scanning or fingerprint scanning, which made our devices more secure and at the same time so much more easier to access instead of typing in a PIN code every single time. Features like these changed or are changing how we use our smartphones and made our lives easier. Can you imagine now having to type in your PIN code rather than use your face or your fingerprint? What is this, the 1700s? The problem is I don't think phone companies are finding these type of features often enough or a lot lately. I mean, honestly, I want your opinion here. Can you really say making a phone bigger is innovation? I want a phone that's over 6 inches. You really don't. That's a Nintendo Switch. At that size, phones don't fit in your hands well, and they don't fit in your pocket well. This is coming from a pretty tall guy with some pretty big hands. Big phones are normal now, but all I'm saying is there's a point where it's just too big. It just seems like within the last few years, for each of these companies, they just sit down with their engineering department and just say, what are we gonna do and make this phone better this year? Let's just make the display slightly bigger and slap it on another camera. Look, new phone, guys. Basically, my point is this. I hope phone companies make really amazing products that focus on the important stuff rather than the frills, and add a few amazing quality features that they think everyone would love, rather than shoving in 1,000 different gimmicks that no one would ever use. In doing so, they would create a really compelling product that would garner a lot of customer interest in this because it's implemented so well. Anyway, thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and have a nice day.